Hello, fellow foreigners. That's Emily. This is Peter. We are not here discovering China. We're here living in it, baby. What are we doing today? What do we got? What's the exciting stuff? How you been? How you feel?
Oh my goodness, it's been so long. I had immediately back to school. I caught a cold from the kids.
Oh, those kids.
Which I can be reasonably sure that it was not coronavirus, because I got my temperature taken every day, and also this cold feels exactly like the same colds that I've gotten from the kids in the past. Those little germ boxes.
They're back. They're germy again, but in the right way.
In the right way.
Good germs.
Good germs.
That's sweet. But yeah. So you don't. You're back. You're as healthy as you can be. Who knows how long that'll last?
Yeah. Well, hopefully for
a good couple of weeks.
I don't love being sick.
No, but don't apologize.
I didn't.
Oh, okay. What so we got things that have happened as like what we've got lots of YouTube excitement going on.
Yeah.
First we had people like getting noticed by 𝗖𝗵cie and by Alex Absolute and 𝗖𝗵elle, and now we've hit the big top 20 with Snarky Guy.
Yeah.
Woo! Thanks, Snarky Guy.
Thanks, Snarky Guy.
Yeah, it's been a long, hard road. I want to accept this with a lot of graciousness.
Yeah.
But also a lot of spite. No. It's neat to finally like be in with the in group, in with the cool kids,
Yeah, and welcome new viewers.
Yeah.
Glad to have you here.
Yeah.
We're not socially awkward at all.
Not at all. No, this is perfectly fine. This is how the show always goes.
Yeah.
So I like what Snarky had to say about the genre itself has been around long enough where we have lots of different kinds of people that we don't have to have like these stringent like.
But it's more vloggers in China than like just the one kind of China vlog.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, we'll post it downstairs so you can see.
Snarky Guy's video.
Yeah.
His top 20.
And he's got a nice little chart that goes on, because I was noticing like with the chart that like that even like what is the China content? Mm-hmm. And we're pretty low as to. I mean,
that seems right.
I mean,
we mostly talk about ourselves.
But we talk about ourselves in China.
Yeah.
And I think that's an interesting thing that there's so many China vloggers out there now, and everyone has like some people like review bikes, some people review restaurants, some people do
review your
haircuts. Yeah, like there's just so many different things, which is just an exciting. I don't know, like it feels like a new flourishing. I mean, because it used to be, I think maybe the most irritating thing about saying that you're a China vlogger means that you basically have to be a travel channel or a political channel.
Yeah.
And given that we have...
And we don't travel or political. Because
that stuff gets in the way of the YouTube algorithms of being able to get found by anything else other than if you want to talk about politics or just be shown around the beautiful UNESCO places of China. But there's more people out there with more different viewpoints and more different reasons. Why are they there is far more interesting to us.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that there should be travel stuff, because we want people to come to China and spend money and woohoo.
I mean, I don't care, but yeah.
But
go where you like. I don't care.
But what we don't want to do is not ever be seen because everyone's got political battles with this president says this about that, because like we're just trying to live here in China, so it's kind of exciting to see other YouTubers like blossoming into this new world of being able to
living a life
just living in China. So
yeah,
thanks Snarky for doing that. Thanks for putting us on the list, putting us on the map.
Yeah,
the middle country.
Yeah,
map.
Yeah.
What else we got? Anything else exciting between your disease? Between the disease?
We had our first jazzercise, which you made a video of, so you can see my performance.
2.
You made 2 videos of?
the rehearsal and then the show.
Yeah, so if you want to meticulously keep up with the adventures of my jazz band, it's all there.
Yeah, and then there's a rehearsal before that in the practice space. So like we're getting a whole series now, the jazz series.
A documentary about this Luzhou jazz
the
band.
Blue Note jazz, the Red Note. Ooh.
But yeah, and then I don't really remember what else happened this week. I kind of was.
How did it feel?
Trying to get back into bed every time.
How did it feel being in the jazz club?
It was good. I felt like really nervous before we performed, and then of course, I performed and it was over before I knew it, and I think it went well. And it was a little bit frustrating because there was one table was there just to drink, and then they were like, oh, there's jazz happening, let's be louder. And then the other table was our drummer's brother and his friends, so they were like very supportive, which was nice. And then Peter also was there, but it was not super well attended, although the second set had more people.
Yeah, well,
I think the word this jazz bar is brand new, so.
And it's on the 18th floor in of
an office building.
So
you have to know it's there.
Yeah, it's almost invite only, like a secret speakeasy.
Yeah. I mean, on the one hand, like, oh, it's kind of a bummer to perform to a half-empty room, but it is also like, we were, flying by the seat of our pants, so.
Given it's your first show.
Yeah. I'm not actually... If you are in Luzhou, I'm not actually inviting anyone for a couple weeks because I think, we need to get better. We're going to be real good. We're going to be real good.
We're going to bust it out, man.
Yeah. We're going to jazz all over.
Yeah, so look out for that in the future.
Yeah.
When you're invited.
Yeah.
Because you're not invited right now.
I mean, if you showed up, I wouldn't tell you to leave, but.
Especially if you're going to buy drinks, because you got to keep this place open. This is that's the most important thing really here is like, this is our scene. Yeah,
well, because that's where our band's going to play there. We're the house band. Are you turning the air conditioner back on?
It's really hot in here.
But they are also like inviting bands from other cities, and that's the thing. Like, I like being in a band, but like as a interested listener, I want other bands to come, and so I can go see them in my own backyard.
Yeah, that was what was so cool. Like, the first official night of opening is being from a band from a different city.
Yeah.
And the more the merrier. I'm really interested to see what kind of other bands are here in the city. We know, like when we were teaching, that there was kids that had bands, and
oh yeah.
I want to know. I want to know what the kids are doing these days.
What are the kids up to?
Yeah. Well, so what else? Anything else exciting going on?
You want to play whoopwu?
What? Yeah.
All right. Number one. In the game, where we say some things and then make fun of those things.
Yeah.
他给我很贵的内衣, which means he gave me very expensive underwear.
This takes place after an evening in one of those like Shenzhen bedrooms,
dens
motels.
Of ill repute.
Yeah, round beds on a shady highway near the airport.
I do want to clarify, this sentence was in a textbook.
What kind
and
of
not
textbook?
The textbook written by the Frenchman. Like you might expect.
I mean, I guess it could be grandma. Or, you got the presents from your...
It's still weird. It's not necessarily weird to get underwear. It's weird to get expensive underwear from somebody else.
Unless it's from MeUndies, which, by the way...
Sponsorships available. Just call.
We'll just keep pushing that until they become a calling.
Yeah. It's not an effective campaign because they can't deliver to China.
Yeah.
So if our audience is mostly based in China.
Once again, I mean, if you want political content, I'm going to blame Trump.
Yeah.
Don't go locking anything down here, man. We need underwear.
We need underwear, and we need underwear sponsorships.
Yeah. Quality, expensive underwear.
Yeah, expensive underwear.
That's what we...
So he gave me expensive underwear. Very expensive underwear. I mean, is there any other way to take it?
I like the idea that it's like two men.
Yeah.
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 Like just to change it up a little bit. Like
do men have expensive underwear?
MeUndies. Well, yeah. I mean, it's not the fact that they're two men, but like what a gift of like expensive underwear. Like, would you have to give expensive underwear back or another maybe an
Yeah, I guess
expensive
what's
sock
the
or
reciprocation?
yeah, some cufflinks.
Do you give
or,
each other expensive underwear?
I don't know, like what are man gifts anyways? Things that come in like little overnight bags, sprays that.
Yeah, gadgets.
Gadgets.
What?
Oh,
Yeah. What do you give men?
I don't know.
Ties.
Action figures.
Yeah, they don't want ties apparently.
No one wants it. I mean, it's just that lame joke of Christmas presents.
Yeah.
So it's got to be
expensive underwear for
it's
the
probably
man
the
in
way to
your
go.
life.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I think we've solved that one.
Yeah. Give expensive underwear to men. They need it.
It's not creepy.
And in these troubled times.
In these troubled times, all men need expensive underwear. All right.
What do we got?
这次实在是不好意思. Sorry, let me try.
Wow, that's all over the place.
Take two. 这次实在是不好意思，下次一定注意.
That just sounds like you're drunk.
Well, I'm truly sorry about this time. Next time, I'll definitely pay attention.
Oh, so it could happen.
So you could have been drunk.
Right.
I'm so
This is,
sorry. That's 不好意思 means, I think that's what you're reacting to sounds drunk. It means I'm very sorry.
Uh-huh.
不好意思. I'm just a little drunk right now.
That's the only place I've ever heard it.
不好意思.
Late night at the barbecues.
When you keep running into the door over. Oh, 不好意思. Dude, that's the door.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's definitely a good place to use that.
Yeah.
Or a bad place. I mean, if you're slurring that all over the place, then
Yeah, well,
you might actually be
the
tougher to get out.
believability of next time I'll pay attention is a suspect if you are drunk apologizing.
But I don't know. What other places we could use that?
I mean, here's a scenario. Let me propose.
Okay.
That the babysitter let the kids cut each other's hair. And I'm truly sorry about this time. Next time I'll pay more attention. But do you hire that babysitter back? No, you do not. Unless your kids have run through all the babysitters
Right,
in
you
town.
could. There might not be others.
That's
Or
a scenario I've heard of.
it could be a relative of some kind. You know.
Yeah.
You can't get rid of your niece because it's going to look bad on the family.
I think you can. I think you can choose another babysitter if you are unhappy with your niece's performance.
I guess maybe more than usual. There's no professional. But would you lose face in your family?
I think your family, I don't know. I guess it depends how cutthroat your family is.
True.
I was gonna say you can't lose face with your family, but some families.
Some families, that's all there is.
Yeah.
Nothing but face. A lot of faces in that
They're
family.
all just power moving on each other. You didn't hire my daughter to babysit. Well, then I'm not gonna hire your daughter to babysit. Which, I mean, if your daughter needs babysitting, she can't be a babysitter. I think is the logic of that.
But if there are a lot of faces,
Yeah.
then that does mean that there's more faces that possibly could be babysitters. So that breaks it wide open to,
You're blowing my mind, man.
you got a lot of faces in your family.
I do. Well, I mean, literally faces,
Yeah. Not
yeah.
like
I mean, I guess
the
that's
added-
if you're gonna go by the cousins in a Chinese family, since one child policy, there's not a lot of cousins. But I have like 26 first
You've
cousins.
got a lot of
A
babysitters.
A lot.
Which they're all like growing up now, so they're on their way to they're gonna need babysitters. So you're gonna need to
Yeah.
replenish that
Well,
human.
that was the thing. I was the babysitter because I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest on both sides.
oldest you.
So I babysat all of y'all.
Now go out there and live a
not
life.
everyone. Yeah. But yeah.
What else we got there?
I'm lost.
Yeah.
I'm lost in the cousins. Oh, this is appropriate. 让孩子自己做, which is let the children do it themselves. So they can watch themselves. You heard it here first. You don't need babysitters. Children can do it themselves.
Well, if you have
Children doing it for themselves.
I mean, you want somebody in the at least on the phone or something like in the background to make sure that like if the kids want to make microwave popcorn.
Yeah, I mean, Uncle Foreigner does not advocate leaving young children home alone to watch themselves.
But Uncle Foreigner also doesn't want to babysit your kids either.
Oh, Uncle Foreigner is a bad babysitter. these days. Whatever, kids, do it yourself.
I mean, you got enough kids at school. You don't need, need to bring that home.
This sentence, actually, I would apply in a school situation, because who needs to be told, let the children do it themselves? The parents often do. Like, there's a lot of, hey, you're not coloring that right, and I'm a big like free to be you and me child of liberal. I mean, I don't know that my parents would accept the definition of liberal parents, and they were not. They were quite strict, but they were like all about discover things for yourself, color in your own way. Whatever art you make is the right art to make.
But you weren't.
And look at me now.
You weren't allowed to watch The Simpsons, though.
I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons, so you're free to be you and me, except when The Simpsons are on. No, but that a lot of parents I haven't dealt with other American parents. I think this is also a problem in America, that the parents hover. Yeah, helicopter parents. We know that term. Mm-hmm. They're like,
Chopper mom.
No, you're doing it wrong. Put it here. And like, no, let the children do it for themselves. That's how they learn, and that's how they express themselves.
Yeah,
let the children.
I saw. Well, you were saying that a lot of schools will allow their parents to come in with the kids and like get them settled and stuff like that. But you're saying your school doesn't allow that.
Yeah, I mean it's stricter even now because of COVID. We don't want extra people in the building.
But in general,
our policy was like, if a kid is really upset, mom or dad or grandma or grandpa could stay to like try to calm them down. But we try to get the parents out as fast as possible.
And was that because they were doing the
I think it's like I think it is a separation anxiety. Like you got to cut that cord. Because actually at the training school I worked too, like the parents aren't allowed in the room because they start taking the lesson for the kid.
Right. Because I was going to say, during COVID, we would watch at nighttime all their exercises that they've done throughout the day.
Yeah.
And a lot of the parents were doing.
Yeah.
They set up the whole like whatever the exercise was, and the kid was just like, all right, let granddad do this.
Yeah, look out. I'm going to solve this puzzle.
Got nothing else to do.
It's 4 triangles and a circle. Let the children do it themselves. So I think that's a very applicable sentence. I don't know, is there another situation you'd use that in?
I don't know.
I mean, in a very like flower child, teach your children well kind of, like, let the children do it themselves. Love in their heart. Another top 10 hit.
You'd have to, I think, go to Kunming or one of those like hippie provinces to like have like some kind of parent situation there. We don't really have that kind of in Sichuan, but
yeah,
it's not that kind of free, open, experimental.
Yeah, like Montessori school.
Yeah, it isn't a big thing here in China, so
yeah.
You kind of, but where it is.
So it's definitely a reprimand as opposed to a hippie loving.
Yeah.
But
which is good because we hate hippies.
I don't hate hippies.
No.
I mean, I don't care. That's.
I don't care about hippies.
I don't care about hippies. The end.
The end.
No, not the end. Number 4. 我知道你喜欢运动，看看下次有没有机会吧。And that means, I know you like sports. Let's see if there's an opportunity next time.
Oh, so this is somebody who's not good at sports.
Oh, okay. Let's explore that. How do you mean?
So you are, I don't know what you do
in
sports.
This is some kind of bench warmer.
Yeah, or a tryout and like the kid kicked the ball or hit the ball or threw a dart or whatever you do, and it shot off in the wrong direction, and they're like, ooh, I see you bought a uniform, so...
You didn't make this team. Let's see next time. Practice for another year.
I mean, again, with, helicopter parents and a situation where we want to foster kids to be part of a group, and you want to say that's you.
I know you like sports, but you don't get to play this time.
Thanks for showing up. Have you tried maybe, I don't know, handing out towels?
Yeah, I guess there's that.
Yeah, some people like handing out towels.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not shitting on towel people like we did hippies. I did.
Everybody needs a towel. In the words of Douglas Adams.
That's who I was thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, that's who you're thinking of. You gotta have your towel. So the towel, I'm trying not to bring up The Water Boy.
Oh.
I know you're not an Adam Sandler fan.
I've never even seen that movie.
Oh, it was his breakthrough film.
Even though
like he had 2 others before that were big.
I watched Punch Drunk Love.
Yeah, that's the hipster Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
I almost said Pauly Shore. We're getting too far. Too far. No,
Other things, I was just thinking about Jim Carrey earlier.
Oh.
All the same people to me.
Comedians who sometimes turn in strangely stirring performances.
If they're directed well.
Yeah.
I
don't know about Pauly Shore. Pauly Shore shows up as like an interesting cameo, I think.
Yeah. In cartoons.
Yeah. He was just in a cartoon we watched last night.
But yeah, the Water Boy, never saw it, but I do understand the premise of somebody who doesn't quite make the team.
You always need some high quality H2O. No, his thing, I don't think he even wanted to be on the team. He just believed in water so much.
It was water. It literally, I didn't even, all I can think of is...
I can't summarize this.
Here's what I know about sports.
I can't get into this movie.
Here's what I know about sports is that you throw like big tubs of Gatorade over people. I thought that's what water boys do. They literally just give water to people?
Yeah, I mean, okay. So
Can they give water?
Gatorade is kind of a marketing gimmick because there does come a point in which you are so dehydrated that you do need salts and electrolytes to absorb the liquid. But it takes longer to get to that point and more hard work than most people actually do. So
That's the science
Gatorade
between
is
hydration.
not strictly necessary, although it tastes good. It's pleasant.
To some people.
Yeah.
I like vitamin water a little bit better.
Yeah. I make
Other
a homemade sports drink.
Other beverages out there may include.
Yeah. No, my interpretation of the sentence was like someone showed up to the event and there were no sports. And they're like, what am I supposed to do? We're playing pin the tail on the donkey? That's not the kind of party I like. I like sports. And like, okay, well, maybe next party we'll have sports, you jerk.
Well, that just made me instantly think, though, of like in these troubled times, that people are like showing up with their shirts off at sporting games and going like, where's the game? But it's all been called off. Like concerts and stuff.
I like the idea that someone didn't get the memo and they're still showing up with the big like A on their chest and there's like, where's the other guys?
Oh my God.
He's in the empty stands. The game doesn't even, he's like, how did I even get in here?
Yeah, just sitting there with a hot dog going.
Peanuts? Where's that guy? Where is everybody?
Oh, look, I'm on the Jumbotron. Win!
Go away!
Hey, I'm for the A's.
Give me an A. That's it.
Yeah.
Dude, there is a team called the A's.
Oh. I was imagining like the Falcons, and then the first guy didn't show up.
Well, that's what I meant, but there is a... Now I realize it's
there
not...
Are a team.
I think...
The Oakland A's?
Yeah, but maybe that's short for athletics. Which
And
is like
also-
a stupid team name, by the way.
And if you put Oakland in front of it, you can't actually be the A's or the Athletics. You are the Where are the Oaklands?
Yeah.
Would you have to spill out the whole thing all the way around the arena or the skating rink?
Generally, I don't think that they do. But I wonder if like maybe the Athletics are not a team that spells out the whole word.
You don't think they can spell?
No, because they called themselves Athletics. That's not even.
That's pretty uncreative.
That's not a noun for a person. It's a noun for an idea.
My new band, The Musics.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Right. Well,
let's see if next time there's better names.
Yeah, come up with a better name and then I'll watch sports.
No, you won't.
No, I won't.
我想看美国地图.
The American what?
No, I read it wrong.
Shit.
But 我很想看美国地图. I very much want to see a map of America. We're back into maps again, which I love our magical cartography store with a crazy old man throwing around ancient pieces of parchment.
Right. But what?
But why do you want to see a map of America?
Is that your first question?
That was my first question.
I very much want to see means like somebody's being held from. You can't see a map. How can you not see a map?
Yeah, I guess that's I want to see a map of America. Could be like, so Florida's in the South? I don't know. Let me see a map of America. But I very much want to see a map of America. It's like, it's my dream. I would love to see a map of America.
We've had lots of...
I would love to see America.
Right, yeah, we've had lots of students that have said, like, I would love to see America, but they usually have a map on their wall above their bed or something of America. Or, I mean, at the very least, you could get...
Wait, let's walk that back. Our students have maps of America on the wall above their bed?
We know one.
Who's that?
Patrick had one.
Oh, okay, that's true. We do know one.
Well, and if there's one, then there's more.
If
that's
there's
what I've
one,
learned.
then there's more. Just like roaches.
What you're calling the Chinese people roaches? Is that what you're doing?
No, I'm calling kids with maps above their bed roaches.
Nice save.
We keep our maps above our couch.
Well, I mean, a student is like in their dorm. That's all you've got. Probably 6 of them in the dorm room.
Instead of like pinups or Morrissey,
I like the idea.
Have maps.
I like the idea of being in a dorm with 6 other kids, and all of them have pinups of whoever, K-Fed or whatever.
K-Fed.
David Matthews or whoever. And there's one kid who I would very much like to see a map of America.
Yeah.
That one kid that has a dream.
I mean, a map of America can be kind of fun. I can't even get that out. Because you got all these weird looking states that were carved out through different means of like, in the beginning it just was like people came and they're like, well, here's the state. This state is New Hampshire, this part.
Chunk.
And then like when you get out west, they're just like, I don't know, this square,
roughly
this is
over there.
This is Arizona. Arizona's not a square.
So,
but
I mean, very much want to see a map. I mean, you can get, even on the firewall here, you could just reach down on your phone and
still see what
still
America
see a map.
Looks like.
Are there
it's not that the existence of America has not yet been censored.
Is it though? According to everybody on the internet, everything's being censored somehow. So we're probably dropping in our subscription ratings right now as we speak about this.
Talking about the existence of American maps.
Yeah, probably. The way that everyone talks about being censored these days.
Yeah.
Are there Chinese maps being put out on your phone that just kind of have like Nebraska's like a squirrel shape?
All right, we're getting dangerously close to something that is true. But no, maps of America, as far as I know, are not censored.
As far as you know.
As far as I know.
Have you ever seen America from high above?
Yeah, I've taken a plane.
How
do you think I got here?
But
I didn't take a boat.
Were you mapping out the borders as you went along? Was that Nebraska? You really believe what you see these days? That could have been fake plane news.
I do like to watch that little map where you are, but from Chengdu to New York, we actually go up over Russia and over the pole, so I get to see a lot of Canada, but I do not get to see a lot of America. And so you might be right. There might be nothing but New York. In fact, I'm sure of it.
Canada's going to look like Canada because Canada doesn't lie.
Canada doesn't lie. They can't help it.
They would just look up and go like, "That's us."
Yeah. Right?
True. But when you cross that,
have some poutine. I will. I always eat poutine as we fly over. Before.
But as soon as you cross over into New York, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all lies. New
York is all lies.
The whole. You're just dodging aliens through the sky until you get into Teterboro.
Teterboro's not in New York. It's in New Jersey. You fool. Now we're getting way into the weeds. The famous Teterboro Airport.
It's got to be at least as big as the Luzhou Airport.
It is, but it's where all the rich people have their helicopters out of, I think.
Oh, is that why I know the name?
That's why you know the name, because it is within ferry distance of New York.
Ferry distance?
Because Manhattan. Or all of New York is a series of islands. New York
you
City,
mean like the ferry with a boat?
Yeah. Well,
I think like a series
Brian
of...
Ferry?
Brian Ferry. That would be cool. No, I was like a ferry's throw, like you could toss.
No, I meant literally you take a ferry to Teterboro and then you take your helicopter out to the Hamptons.
Uh-huh.
And again, this is very, very specific audience. You know China and you are intimately familiar with New York.
If you've ever desperately wanted to see a map of New York or America in general,
this is the
podcast for you.
Yeah.
Right now, we're talking
maps,
all
maps,
about
maps.
maps, intimate details of certain areas around New York City is what we're discussing.
Yeah, well, we did a lesson for the middle schoolers that was something about like maps or something about the geography of America. And so I can freehand a pretty decent map of the United States. You just have to remember like the top's pretty flat and then Florida sticks out and then Texas and then loop around for the California bulge. And then I would draw them a map of the 5 boroughs and map out where has teacher Emily lived in the 5 boroughs, which I'll admit is indulgent. But a lot of the kids, at the time Gossip Girl was really popular. So a lot of the kids did know like, where's the Upper East Side? And like, where does Dan Humphreys live? And so I'd get into it.
And now that you don't actually have to desire, now that you've told them how to draw a map. Because the fly-in states, everything in between.
Yeah, it's like concave, then Maine sticks up, and then Florida, and then Texas, and then California up to...
And then you just go back and forth between New York and California.
I don't know which one is more north, Washington or Oregon. Tell me in the comments.
I don't know. I don't know anything about maps. I don't believe them.
You don't believe in maps?
Nope. I just travel from province to province.
No, you don't.
No, I don't.
You never leave Sichuan province. You haven't left Sichuan province in like 5 years.
Why would I?
If Chongqing doesn't count, because Chongqing used to be Sichuan.
Right.
You haven't left Sichuan province in a very long time.
We've got the best food. We've got the best people. We've got the wettest weather.
We've got the best noodles to you.